Hello, Harsha. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Harsha, today is my first session. So
Oh,
I am a new joinee and will be starting from today.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I
So,
have set up the environment and all those stuff, but
uh,
wouldn't able to recollect the last session. So please give a short session for what happened yesterday. So I'll able to touch.
okay, you already know Pega.
Thank you.
Do
Yes, I
you
know
already?
Pega. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
working as a Pega developer.
okay,
So yeah.
okay, then no problem. This anyhow, it is basic. From basic, this course will start. You'll be able to catch.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Hey, welcome. No, sure. So we'll start in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts or any questions related to the last class, you can ask me.
So can you once again explain about the class group?
Come again.
Can you once again explain about the class group?
Class group. I'll explain. Yeah. Yeah, I'll explain class group. Okay. So class group means it is a transaction class where you initiate the transaction. Okay. It's a transaction class where we initiate transaction. This is called class. It is class group. So this is what HDFC vehicle work. This whole one, if you right click on this and go to definition, by default, Pega has chosen this as class group. There are other options in this drop down. Today you will get to know. Okay. So class group is something where transaction can be initiated. This class group always, it must inherit from work dash or subclasses of work dash. So other than work means suppose class group is inheriting from framework work class. This framework work class is inheriting from work dash cover dash. That is inheriting from work dash. So ultimately, a class group must be inheriting from either work dash or its child classes. Okay. So class group is a concrete class which must inherit from work dash or its subclasses where we can create a work object, where we can create a work object by initiating transactions. So technically, the class group is called as, here you see instances of this particular class group. So class group is technically called as instance class. Instance class for what? Work objects. Instance class for work objects. Instance class means the class which has instances. So class group will have instances. What are those work objects? The instances are work objects. So that's how class group is instance class of work objects. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes,
Yesterday
ma'am.
you told that the properties are getting saved in the database table called PR4 underscore rule underscore property.
Yes, every property, anywhere you create in Pega, all properties will be in a table. PR4 underscore rule underscore property. Correct.
So what does the PR4 stand for?
I will tell you, it will take time. That is a
Okay.
separate session. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Version 4, that's it. Pega version 4, when they started giving the name like that.
So when will be the mock interview schedule?
Mock interview schedule details. Did you receive that? Okay. So anyhow, 625 batch, right? 625 interview questions document. Did I prepare anything so far? No, right? Okay. So I'll start giving you prepare. You can give the mock interview next week. Okay. Next Saturday, you guys give the mock interview. Assignments I'll give.
Hi Harsha. So you
Yes.
gave some definition for class group, right? So is it
Yes.
possible to show that functional definition in the Dev Studio?
I have shown just now.
I missed it. Can
You
you
are
please
there.
next time? No, I just joined.
Then watch the video. Just 5 minutes before someone has asked the same question. I have
Okay.
shown everything in the Dev Studio. Just watch it. Okay.
Also, what's the difference between class group and a class?
See, class is something, it can be anything. Like HDFC is a class, HDFC vehicle is a class, work is a class, data is any class is a class. Class group is especially something where you initiate a transaction. Class group is also a class, but there is a
Okay.
facility to initiate the transaction.
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay. Class
Yeah.
group must be a concrete class.
It must be a concrete class, correct?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes, please.
Where we can find the rule class in XML? Yesterday you shown that rule
I will
is a property,
once,
right?
yeah,
So
once again I will show that.
yeah.
So I'll give you interview questions. So these are the questions that you can start preparing on for your mock interview. So for all these answers will be available in your videos. Okay. And if you attend regular class, if you do practical, 75% of questions you know. Few questions you need to do research. Okay. You can do it. Okay. Okay. So here you go now. Let's today. Okay. Yesterday, what are we discussing about? Let me tell you. So yesterday we were discussing about two things. One is the continuation of work object, continuation about work object, where we came to know one important aspect about entire Pega rules process commanders architecture with respect to its front end and back end connection. How Pega front end and back end are connected. So Pega front end is something where you create the rules using which. Okay. Pega back end is something, database is something rule based, where all the rules that you create are going to get stored into tables. So you create a property. Property gets stored into a table, PR4 underscore rule underscore property. You create a section. Section gets stored into PR4 underscore rule underscore section. Like that, every rule you create is going to get stored into some tables in the backend. So how Pega will maintain these rules in the tables is, for each type of rule, Pega has one specific table. Suppose if you have 200 different types of rule types in Pega, then definitely there will be 200 tables. There will be 200 tables. Suppose section type of rule, how many you can create? You can create 1,000, you can create 10,000, you can create 1 million rules, right? So any number of rules that you create of type section, all will be there in one single table, PR4 underscore rule underscore section. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. So like that, one specific type of rule of n number of rules gets stored into one respective table. Suppose if you create property in HDFC class, HDFC vehicle class, work class, some other application class, anywhere in Pega environment, in any application, in any of the classes, if you create properties, then that properties are going to get stored into only one table, that is PR4 underscore rule underscore property. So property means it's metadata, name of the property, what class it belongs to, what application it may belong to, and what is the type of it, what is the control of it, whether it is data referring or normally getting assigned. Does it have any optional choice values using local list and table? complete details about that property will be there in some table. Based on that data only, front end you are seeing all that. Okay, clear everyone? So that's what I told you. So the entire Pega architecture is this one only. Okay. And now after that, we were discussing about work object. Work object, what is the definition? Work object is an instance. It is been getting created as instance for work class. For which class? Work class. Work object is going to get created as an instance of work class. Instance means it's an occurrence. How many work objects you can create in a class group? N number. As many number as you make the transactions, that many number of work objects are going to get created. Understand? And from this definition, we can also say the definition of class group. Class group is a concrete class which must be deriving from the OOTB class work dash, and it is the place where work objects gets created, means transaction gets initiated. As a result, work object gets created. So class group is instance class of work objects. Class group is instance class of work objects. So whatever we have discussed yesterday, from that, the most important point that you need to have in your brain forever is the front end and back end connectivity of Pega. How front end and back end are connected? Every concrete class that is available in the front end is going to connect to one table in the back end. So rule OBJ property, rule HTML section, all these are concrete classes. All these are, so property is instance of rule OBJ property class. Definitely, if you go and see the definition of rule OBJ property class, it must be concrete class, because concrete class only can have instances. So that's what, like all instances are not work objects. I told you property is instance, work object is also instance. From this, you cannot say property is also work object. Work object is data. Property is rule. Property is rule. Work object is transaction data. Understand clear everyone? Online students, are you clear? So these are the points I have told in the last class. Today we are going to discuss about one of the most important topics of PRPC, and which is for multi-purpose reusability. So today what are we going to discuss about is page properties, data modeling, and data layer classes. Data modeling and data layer classes. Okay, first I think, okay, page. You know, where you have seen page, tell me. So I told you about clipboard also. Debugging tools, clipboard also I have explained, right? Clipboard contains the data. All data will be there in clipboard. Whatever is there in Pega environment will be there in clipboard. And the clipboard contains data in the form of pages. If you go and check a page, the page contains property names and the values that the properties are holding at runtime will be there on the page. From this, we can say simply pages. What is the definition you can give? Pages, which contains pages, collection of properties and values. So values is optional, no? There may or may not be value. No? This is runtime definition I am giving. At runtime, if you go and see the clipboard, the page, what you experience there, I have written the same definition. Page is collection of properties and values. That's okay. Now, what is the technical definition? See, page is also a property. Page is an embedded property. What is the meaning of embedded? What is the meaning of embedded? Embedded, or you say aggregate property. Page is an embedded or aggregate property. Okay, what is meant by embedded or aggregate property? Embed means what? Suppose if you have a section created, create user interface section and some name you can give, create and open. So now I will convert to the traditional appearance. So drag any number of properties sections. It says you can also drag a section. So I'm going to drag one section into another section. Now tell me, what do you mean by embedding? Embedding means what? What is the general meaning of embedding?
Attaching.
Attach. So you are going to add or include. You are going to include one in another one. One in another one. One component you include into another component means it's called embedding. So page is also a property. Page is also, I'll write down. Page is also a property which is an embedded property. Embedded means a property which contains another property on it, one or more properties. Page holds collection of properties. Yes, that's what you told. So now I am saying page is also a property only. Page is also, we call it as property. It is one of the modes of properties. Modes I will tell you after some time. Otherwise, I can tell you now also, but it is too early. Now here you go. Let's take an example. Okay. Let's take an example. How would I tell you? Just give me 1 minute. I'll tell you about this data layer. Then I am going to explain you more in detail about this point. What is embedded property and all. Data layer classes. What is the next topic? After I teach this data layer class, I'll come back to page again. Okay, page is not completed. Just for instance, what do you say? Page is collection of properties. That is also one property which holds other properties. So data layer classes. So far you know about 3 levels of classes in our implementation application. One is organization class. Second one is division or implementation application class. Third one is work class or class group. You can call anything. So now, apart from this, there are so many other classes that got created in Pega. So what are those? Just to backspace it here, you see data. Parallel to work, you see data. You see int, you see UI pages. There are many are there. UI pages you are not going to use, and data I am going to choose. This is the layer we are going to focus now. This is the layer. Layer means it's a class. Just one layer means what? Under that layer, you can have a number of classes created. I'll draw one diagram here. Okay. So I'm going to draw a diagram. So here you go now. Ours is HDFC, right? Okay. Data modeling. What is this? Data modeling. Okay. So I should have a diagram already available. Let me cross it. Open from diagrams. Data modeling. I'll try to open this. If it is good, I can take it. This is good only. Class name is different, but structure matches. No. See, this is top level organization class NIVA. Or in our case, what is that? HDFC. Okay. In our case, that is HDFC. I can change it now. So nowhere else it is there now. Right. Oh, this is section related. Huh? Okay, no problem. It covers everything. Okay. So here you go. In our case, it is HDFC. That is a class. And what about the next one? Below HDFC? HDFC Auto I, right? HDFC Auto I. That is a class. So now if you look at this, the structure what we got by default when we create a new application. HDFC created as top level class under which you have HDFC Auto, and below that you have work class. And again, same below Auto I, you have data class. You have data class. A class by name work automatically gets created, which inherits from work dash cover dash. Later we made a little bit of changes. A class by name data, okay, automatically has got created, which inherits from the OOTB class data dash, which inherits from OOTB class, which one? Data dash. So work is called as one layer. Data is, you can consider it as one layer. Under the work we'll create, so further in future we'll create classes. Under data we'll create classes. Under data we'll create classes. It is like you are going to properly organize the things. You're going to properly organize the things that you'll come to know now. So data class is automatically created while we create a new application, which is directly inheriting from the OOTB class data dash. That's how Pega has provided us. What is the purpose of this? By the class name data. Class name itself is data. Data means what? Just now we discussed it. Data means what? What is data? Collection, properties plus values. Values are optional, no? So properties will be there. So data is all about which holds values, properties. Collection of all the properties containing value, something. You call that as simply data. So now under data layer, we will use it as one layer. We do not create any properties directly here. Under data layer, I can create n number of classes. It is possible. Under work layer also you can create. But let's talk about the inheritance relation. See here. If you look at the inheritance, work class is inheriting from HDFC Auto I, and that is inheriting from HDFC, right? Now tell me, what type of inheritance it is between HDFC Auto I work? We have two types, pattern plus direct. So which
Pattern.
one it is? Pattern. This is pattern. Now HDFC Auto I and this data. What type of inheritance it is?
Pattern.
This is also
Pattern.
pattern. Data has again under that one more class is created. I'll tell you how to create, but it is there. Under data layer, you have address class. Address class is inherited from HDFC Auto and HDFC. What type of inheritance?
Pattern.
Pattern. And under the data, again, you have one more class called customer. Customer is inheriting from HDFC Auto, HDFC. What inheritance it is?
Pattern.
Pattern. Good. Clear, right? Now, this work class and this data, the data with work, is there any inheritance relation between these two? Just I'm asking.
No.
There is no inheritance. These are completely separated classes. See, siblings type of. There is no inheritance. Is there any inheritance relation between work class and customer class? No inheritance. Is there any inheritance relation between work and address? No inheritance. So when you have some classes under data layer, which are not inheriting from the work class, no relation with transaction class. See, remember in Pega, you have n number of classes. You may have structure lot, a big structure, no matter what the structure is. Remember always the center point of classes, all classes, the center point is work class. Center point is work class. If you talk about any class in Pega, you talk about the class with respect to work class. You talk about the class with respect to work class. So just like what we have studied during our childhood, like, so you take solar system. So if you talk about any planet in the solar system, you are going to talk about it with respect to which planet or which star? Sun. Always you take sun as center point. You say Earth is so and so distance from sun. This has this much of abstraction, gravity force, and another planet. Like that, you are going to talk about every planet definitely with respect to sun. That's the center point. So in our application, you create 100 classes. Still always you focus on which one? Work class, which is the reason for executing the transaction. Now the class address or the class customer, these classes are non-inherited classes from the work class. Non-inherited classes from the work class. That's the reason why whenever you create a class, I'm now going to show you how to create a class, but you don't have to remember these navigations. While giving the screenshot, I'll go slowly and give you. Under data layer, under data layer means class only, that is also data class. I'm going to create one more class by name what? Test. By name test. I created. Okay, I'm creating now. Created. This one, I will choose it as concrete. The reason for choosing concrete, you'll come to know soon. Not now. This is not right time. And version numbers you will be learning later. I have some number I'm selecting. And for this class, you should not choose is a class group, because the class which is deriving from data dash is not going to be class group. Class group means it must derive from work dash. See
Work.
here, going to history tab, I have to fill the information. Some information I'm filling. Suppose if I save this, you know what happens? It will throw error. Hey, you selected as class group. It must derive from work dash. No. Why are you deriving from data dash? Pega has this predefined. No, now what should I remember? No, I should not choose class group because it is not my transaction. It is a data class which does not belong to class group. What is the meaning of does not belong to class group? It doesn't relate, it is not related to class group, means this class has no inheritance relation with the class group. That's what we are meaningfully telling the process commander. Understand clear, everyone? Online students, are you clear with the point? How to choose this? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, third option also I will give you idea. Can you guess and tell me? Third one. In what situation you might be selecting belongs to a class group? Belongs to, just to try to learn to understand the meaning of English language. That's it. You don't have to be a technical guy to learn Pega. Okay. All this is meaningfully, if you are able to understand, it's very easy. Belongs to a class group. I told you about class group. I told you about does not belong to class group. What do you mean by belongs to class group then? What is your
Maybe
guess?
when creating a child class to work class.
Perfect. Perfect. Child class or work class. If you create a class under work class, for those classes you would be selecting belongs to class group. Understand clear? Is a class group means that's the class where transactions gets initiated. Does not belong to class group means the class which has no inheritance with class group. Belongs to class group means the class which comes under the class group as a child class. That also we'll see going forward. Okay. So does not belong to
But
class group. Everyone clear?
Harsha, when do we select class group and when do we select belongs to a class group?
See, if you are creating a class for making transactions, you will choose class group. If you are creating classes, again different types of classes under the transaction class, then belongs to class group. That you will come to know soon. Does not belong to means which is non-inherited class you are creating does not belong to class group. Now our
Can't
focus is on
we-
what? Hold on.
Can't we initiate?
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, don't go too much beyond whatever I'm telling. Everything will be slowly sorted out. Do not go for more imagination of how it happens, Just stay, wait. Okay. So don't think beyond. Stop where I'm stopping. Okay. Your thinking level also you have to control initial stages. So I told you child class of class group. That's it. Enough. Remove it from your mind. When we come to child class of class group, you'll get better idea. Now our focus is on what? Does not belong to class group. Does not belong to class group means what? Which is non-inherited class of class from class group. Come to the diagram. This address class, this customer class, non-inherited from work class. Now you see here. When I am creating properties, I can create my properties in HDFC class. Yes or no? I can otherwise I can create in HDFC auto. Otherwise I can create in work class. Any of these three classes I can create now. If I create a property in work class and a section in work class, will I be able to access that property into section? Yes or no?
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. If I create properties in HDFC auto, will I be able to directly access those properties into my work class? Yes or no?
Yes.
HDFC class, if I create a property directly, will I be able to access that property into the section of work class? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You have a property in HDFC class or you have a property in work class. Both are same. For me, if I have money, I can use it. If my father has money, I can use it. That is there with me only. Yes or no? Parent class you create property or child class you create a property. Ultimately, child can directly access it without any other helper. Okay, because it is inherited. A property which is created in HDFC, you can access into work, you can access into data. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Now, because that is called inheritance, that is called reusability. Reusability means what? Father has some property being utilized by child 1, child 2, child 3. This is a reusability. There is something else called as multi-purpose reusability. What is that statement? You understand reusability? Reusability means at a top level to multiple bottom levels is reusability. As it is. As it is. Okay. Multi-purpose reusability means, tell me any example in your day-to-day life. Multi-purpose reusability. You take anything. In your day-to-day life, you take anything you take and tell me multi-purpose reusability.
If I have two brothers, if I have one buy one shirt, that shirt to my brother also.
That is reusability.
Yes.
I'm asking multi-purpose reusability. Tell me. Mobile phone. How? You can use mobile phone for phone calls. Okay. That is one purpose. Second purpose, You want to use it as a audio box. You can use it as a audio box. That's what you are listening to music. Second, reusability. Second one. So multi-purpose. First of all, reusability again I'll tell you. So multi-purpose. What is the third one? Other way you can use. You can use it for playing the games, game station, and you can play the games. Like that, you can play in your phone also. So one thing being used for multiple different purposes. So TV is there here with me. This TV I am using. What purpose I am using? I have connected to cable. I am using it for watching movies or any TV shows or anything. But now the same I am using to reflect my laptop as a second screen. Okay, I have copied my laptop screen into TV and I'm broadcasting you all, right? So I'm using it for multi-purpose. Okay, clear everyone? So you have a cutting player. Cutting player, you are going to use it for cutting the wires. Okay, and the same I can also use in my kitchen. Suppose I did not find something, so I can use cutting player to take the vessels from one place to another place. Possible. Okay, so multi-purpose reusability. One thing being useful for two different purposes. Same one. For purposes are two, serves two or more purposes. That's what we are going to focus on now, along with data modeling. Both at a time, I'll tell you. Listen to me carefully. This is the core architecture of class structure. Okay. Now coming to the point. Now what am I going to do is I have created one class, no, test class. By name what? Test. Under the data, I created a class test. Under test class, I want to create some properties. Create data model property, and this is property 1. This is property 1. I am creating by name property 1. Okay. Otherwise, if you want a meaningful name, I'll take meaningful name. Okay. So data model property. Let's say first name. FN stands for what? First name. Create and open. Text property. Okay. One more property I want to create. Last name. What is that? Last name. Create and open and save this. So there are two properties available now. There are two properties available now. Refresh. Available now, which is FN, LN in test class. Now I am going to work class. I am going to work class. Now, if I create a section in work class, create user interface section by name. Okay, customer section. Okay, let's say customer section, create and open. I want to collect the customer details, first name and last name of the customer I want to collect. Will I be able to access the properties of that particular data class into this particular class? Is it possible? Are the properties available? FNLN?
No,
Not possible. Why? Tell me, why not possible?
not
There is
inherited.
no inheritance. But now you see, closely you look at here. In the work class, I am creating one more property by name cust. What is the name? Cust. Okay, cust means customer. Create and open. Now this property type I am changing it to page. So page is also a property. I told you, no, page is also a property, means page is type in the property. When you are creating property, page is a type. The moment I choose page, it is asking page definition. It is asking what? Page definition. Means here you would provide what? What are these? Classes. Okay, HDFC. Our data test class I am going to look at. Is there? I am creating a page in work class, and now I have referred that page to a class. Page will refer to a class. Now I saved it. This page would have been created here. No, refresh this. If you expand this data model and property, you got cust page, but this has an expand icon. Do you see properties inside that? FN, LN, you see that? So page is now holding what? Properties. That's what we discussed. Page holds properties. But which properties page holds? Page holds properties of its reference class. That's what I'm going to give you an understanding now. See here. Let's say class A. Class A is there. In class A, we have properties like FN, LN, for example. Okay. And you have some other class, class B. In class B, it has age and gender. Just an instance I'm taking example. Now there is another class, class C. Class C. Inside class C, I am creating one page by name. I'm sorry here. By name page 1. By name what? Page 1. So page means it holds properties, no? But now this page can hold properties. Which properties? Is it class B properties or class A properties? I'm not sure. Unless I refer the page to a class, I cannot say that. So I'm referring it to class B. Now you should be able to tell me. Fill in the blank. Page 1 holds which properties? I'm asking a question.
Age
Class
and
B, age
gender.
and gender.
Age and gender. Perfect. That's perfect. That is, how did you say that? Tell me. Because you know
we are
what is
giving
the
the page
class it is
definition
referring.
as class B.
If a page doesn't refer to a class, can you say that? Okay, remember this point. No page in Pega exists without referring to a class. See here now. If I am going to create one more page, okay, this is MNGR, stands for what? Manager. Stands for, that is customer of the business. This is manager of the business. So I want to collect the basic details of manager. I am creating a page without referring to a class. Is it allowing? Is it allowing? Without referring to a class, is it allowing? It is taking the class or you take another class. Okay. So
It can be a same class, Harsha. It's not
it can,
possible.
2 pages can refer to same class. No problem. 100 pages can be there referring to same class. No issues. Okay. I've created for same class, but it can be even other class also. But the point is having a class, a page referring to a class is mandatory. Understand? Now coming back to this one, I am going to create in the class C. In the class C, I am going to have one more page, page 2. I am now writing this. Page 2 holds FN LN. I am giving you this definition, this information. I'm giving you information. Page 2 is holding FN. I'm sorry, LN last name. Okay. Now fill in the blank. What blank you have to fill? Tell me what class the page is going to refer to. Fill in the blank. What class it refers to? I
Class
ask you one
A.
or the other way, you'll be able to say no. Class A.
A.
Are you clear now? How a page holds properties? Okay. Now, see here. Now, the definition of page is fulfilled now. Page holds the properties. Okay. But which properties? There are so many classes in Pega. In each class, so many properties are there. Page holds the properties of reference class. Page refers to a class and it holds the properties of reference class. Look at here now. Page is also a property which is an embedded or aggregate property, right? Page refers to a class. Page refers to a class and holds the properties of its reference class. Up to this level, okay. Inheritance, I'm not going to touch now. I'll tell you slowly. Just one by one, I'm going through. Okay, clear everyone? Now, coming back to diagram. All these are connected things. Now, look at here now. So, we will come back. Now, I'm not able to access the property. Where is it? Let me close this. This one. I am not able to access the property of data class here. I'm not able to access. But I'm able to access the page which I has no. Now I'm selecting custom dot FN. So this is, I'm going to change the label customer first name, customer related first name, because it is referring to page dot property. Now I'll take one more text input here and this one double click. Just let me refresh here. You'll see 2 pages now. 2 pages I have created here now. Both are referring to same class, custom manager. Now here dot mngr dot fn. So if you go here, manager first name, manager first name. Now tell me at runtime, if I enter a value here, at runtime, if I enter a value here and I enter a value here, 2 values will exist in clipboard, yes or no? 2 values will exist, yes or no? Okay. I will put here one more. Okay, separate layout I will take. Some other layout I'll take just for understanding purpose. Text input. This one I am connecting to directly. First name is there now with us. Organization class first name. Otherwise, organization class gender. Organization class gender. So just to differentiate the things. Again, direct property. These are direct properties now. Gender is radio button, right? Actually, I'm sorry. Gender is what? Radio button. So one more time, okay, I consider this as label I will change. This is customer gender. Customer gender. Label I am changing. Property is directly gender only. Now I will take I will take radio button again. This is also gender role. This is also same property 2 times. I am considering this as manager gender like that. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And then save this. Can I create a flow action and include this section into flow action? Yes or no? So in the class, I am creating one flow action. Slowly you'll understand. Just fully focus here. Okay. Test flow action. Test flow action. Something I am creating. Create and open into the flow action. I am going to call the section by name first section. Okay. Let it be no problem. Whatever the name. These are just like that I am doing. I am creating one separate flow just for instance to execute and see this screen. Okay. Test flow. What is that? Testing flow. And here double click on assignment shape outward connector and you call the test flow action which you have created. As usual process I will follow. Draft mode turn off, process tab, creates a new work object and PY case management default. All this I have selected. Say okay, good. If I run the flow, definitely the screen will be displayed. Yes or no? Run the flow. You run the flow. What I'm expecting now is if I select a gender here, that gender value should be there on clipboard. If I select gender value here, this value also should be available. Intentionally, I'm selecting like this one male, this one female. Above one got changed if I click here. This is I am unable to select. Why? These both are same. These both are here. Though you have added twice, these are not 2. This is only 1. This is only 1. 1 you cannot use it for 2 purposes because it is direct property. It is direct property which is available in my class or inherited classes. But you see customer first name. I am entering Bhagat. Say okay. Here I am entering Subhash. Accepting 2 values, yes or no? Okay. Now you submit and look at the screen. Look at the clipboard. PY work page now. PY work page has gender. Only 1 value. 2 genders are not there because you have used it 2 times. 2 genders are not there. Okay. And if you expand PY work page, there is a separate page called customer. It has its first name, manager. It has its first name. 2 different persons' first name I have collected. Okay. But how many properties I have used, I have created to collect the first name of 2 different persons? I have created only 1 property. I have created only 1 property. But where did I create that property? Not in work class, not in HDFC Auto I class, not in HDFC class. I did not create the property either in work class or its parent classes. I have created a separate class. I have created in a separate class. Then I am using that property into my work class section by using a page. By using what? Page. You can use this page and refer the page to the respective data class so that you can access the properties. Now again, same properties I want to use for another purpose to collect the manager details. Now I have created customer page. I want to collect the details of manager. Then what should I do? Should I create the properties once again? Should I create properties once again? Already I have created one set of properties.
Page.
First name, last name, age, gender. Where did I create? In a data layer class. Now I want to use it for collecting customer data. So what did I do in my work class? I have created one page by name customer page and there referring to the non-inherited customer class. Now it is allowing me to access the properties with reference to a page. So after some time, we got a requirement. We want to collect manager details also, like first name, last name, gender, all this. Should I create the properties once again?
No.
I don't have to create the properties once again. Instead, what should I create?
Page.
I will create one more page. Simply, I will create one page referring to the same customer class with the, so then it is going to get access to all the properties. I can use manager.first name, manager.last name, manager.age. Tomorrow, I want to collect the details of cashier. Cashier, first name, last name, all this I want to collect. Should I create again the same set of properties? No need to create. Then what do?
Page.
Create a page, cashier by name. Tomorrow I want to collect the details of, let's say, mediator. Mediator means broker who will give us the business. So that mediator details also I should hold, no? If you make a transaction, you need the details of buyer, seller, whoever it is, mediator, everyone's data. If you have in the transaction, in future it will be useful. Should I again create the same set of properties? No need. I'll create one more page. One set of properties. Now you are reusing for multi-purpose. Reusing for multi-purpose with the help of pages. With the help of what? So pages. Now page allows us to access the single set of properties. Instead of page, I should say pages. Pages allows us to access the single set of properties for multi-purpose. For multi-purpose. So page provides multi-purpose reusability. You understand the difference between reusability and multi-purpose reusability? Reusability means from parent into two different child. Okay, good. That is inheritance concept. Now multi-purpose reusability means you access something from non-inherited class and reuse it for multiple various reasons. That's called multi-purpose reusability. This multi-purpose reusability and page concept you will get only when non-inherited. If it is already there in the inheritance, you don't have to use any page. See, your father already have money. Do you need to take any loan? No. That is, your father is connected. You are connected by inheritance. Then you don't need any page or anyone else help. Directly access the property, no problem. But you want to take the money from bank, you need a page now. Because bank and you are non-inherited. Bank and you are non-inherited. Create a page from you to the bank by name loan. So loan page will allow you to access the property of the bank. You are non-inherited. Understand clear everyone? How many loans you can take like this? Personal loan, home loan, like that you can take multiple loans from the bank using two different pages. Understand clear everyone? Online students, are you able to understand and following everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I will tell you. Someone is asking, can you tell me once again, why can't we use gender 2 times? I'll tell you. Simple mathematical example, I'll tell you. Okay, just a programming example. My program starts here. My program starts here. Program means transaction. Yes or no? One program execution begin means transaction begins. In a programming language, you can think. So my program, whatever I have written, my program is ending here. My program is ending here. Okay, means transaction is ending. Program beginning to ending when executing, transaction begins, ends. Programming language concept. Now here, what did I do is, I defined one variable. Define variable as x. Okay, x is a variable I have defined. Okay, simply I'll write down define. Okay, define variable x. Now this variable I am setting. This is line 1, line 2, like that you imagine. And x set x is equal to a value 10. One time I have used in my transaction. Now down the line in the transaction, after some time, you are again setting set x is equal to 15. Set x is equal to 15. Now print x, you are saying simply. You tell me now, what is the output value that you get here? Output here.
15.
10.
Why not x holds two values 10 and 15? Why there are no 2x? Is it only 1x or 2x? 1x.
1x.
What did you do later point of time after you set 10? What are you doing here? Exactly. Tell me. What are you doing here?
Reusing,
Means
overriding.
same variable. I have to use it only for one reason. The same value you can override. Overall, it is only for one purpose, not for two purposes. Understand? In the same transaction within single screen or another screen in future, transaction begins, ends. In between 10 screens are there. First screen, I have a property x. I have entered the value 10. 10th screen, same property I have used. There I'm seeing value 10, I'm changing it to 15. Ultimately, what is the value will be there? 15 only. Means, am I able to use it for multi-purpose or not? I'm not able to use it. If I want to use the property for multi-purpose, then I should create pages. I should create what? Pages. That's what. You cannot use a property which is there with you, which is there in parent classes for multi-purpose. You cannot use it because you have direct access to it. You have direct access to it. Use it only for one purpose. Understand? But If you have something in the data layer classes, you can access it by using page 1, page 2, page 3. That's how. So now page 1.x if I use, page 1.x here, page 2.x if I use, then tell me. So now print. So print here I can say page 1.x. Oh, I'm sorry. Page 2.x. I can say page 1.x. Two values you'll get ultimately yes or no. Now one x property or two x property? How many x properties are there? Only one is there. X is, so by core, it is only one property. By core, it is only one property. But when reference changes, it is acting as two or more. It is acting as two or more. Yes or no? So this is polymorphism concept somewhat. Understand? So that's what. So whenever you want to create properties, you think about the future, and for multi-purpose I may use it. Better you always create in the data classes. Better you always create in the data classes. Now one more question. Why should I create in data class? I can create all the properties in HDFC. Okay, I'll tell you. Come back here. Now you're going to understand about data modeling concept. Okay. Yesterday, you remember we created properties in organization class. Where we create? Organization class. Good. Now you are being asked to create a new screen to collect the address details of a customer. Address details means door number, street name, pin code, landmark. These details you want to collect. Address details, if you want to collect from a customer, you collect the address details when you are giving home loan, when you're giving auto loan, when you're giving maybe personal loan or personal, okay, auto insurance, home insurance, any type of insurance you are providing to customer. Collecting address details is pretty common or not? Pretty common. Understand clear everyone? So considering that, okay, wherever I go, address details are same. I'll create in organization class. When you create in organization class, create data model property, door number. Where it will come? Somewhere it will come, no? Door number, yes or no? In this list only it will come. But when you go to HDFC class, you'll see age, date of birth, email address, first name, all this. Also, you'll see door number. Can you understand which properties here are used for which purpose? When you have only these properties, you can say, okay, customer related properties. But when you have address related properties also mixed up in this 5, means the 7 you see here, plus additional 5 more you have. All will be alphabetically ordered here. Age, date of birth, door number, email address, first name, like that. Street name you will get, landmark you will get, last name you will get, phone number you will get, PIN number you will get. All are collectively available in single class. So is there any proper segregation there? I'll tell you one example once again. That is, I already told you this in the past. Like you have different types of dresses. Like you have ethnic wear, you have casual wear, you have party wear. These 3 dresses you had just like a heap you had kept in one single shelf. Okay. In one single shelf, one rack. Within one rack itself, you have dumped all of those. Ultimately, you can access it. But is it easy or difficult to find out one specific type of dress? Is it easy or difficult for you? It will be difficult. It will be difficult. Now, what is the best solution that you can find? So that if you want ethnic wear, simply you should pick just like that. If you want casual wear, simply you should just pick like that. What is the best solution you can give for this? You have to have 3 racks in your shelf. 3 racks are there in my cupboard. In rack 1, in one shelf, I am going to place ethnic wear. Another one, casual wear. Another one, party wear. Anyone can, from outside, if your friend comes, he can easily pick the dress of specific type. So what are you doing now? You are properly organizing the things. So all the properties, if I create in same class, address related plus customer related in HDFC class, is it good in future? Any other developer is going to join our project. Can you understand that these are customer related plus address related? Is it possible? Not possible. You cannot understand. Now what should you do? You should have to model it properly. You should have to do what? Modeling you have to follow now. That is called creating properties into different classes. Address related you create in address class which comes under data. Why you are creating in data? Because I want to get multi-purpose reusability. This door number, street name, city, I can use it for billing address. I can use it for shipping address. I can use it for office address. I don't need to create one door number for billing address separately, one door number for shipping address separately. One set of address properties I can reuse for billing and shipping address when I create two pages. Billing address page referring to address class, shipping address page referring to address class. I can reuse address properties for two reasons, two purposes, that is billing address as well as shipping address. In future, if you want to collect office address, then do you create again address properties? What you do? You are going to create one page referring to address class, office address page. Refer to address class. You will get the same set of properties being reusable for multi-purpose. And now you are segregating your application data modeling. Data means properties, no? Properties you are modeling to create in separate classes. Customer related, customer class. Address related, address class. Vehicle related, vehicle class. These classes you create under data layer. Why? Because I want to achieve multi-purpose reusability. I want to achieve what? Multi-purpose. Vehicle properties I create in vehicle class. I can use it for single vehicle collecting. I mean, like personal vehicle, commercial vehicle, heavy trucks. For all these different types of vehicles, I can use the same set of properties using different pages. Are you clear now? Overall, you understand, all of you? What is data modeling? Data modeling is a concept of segregating the properties to be created in different classes under data layer. Under which layer? Data layer. Give me 1 minute, please. Here you go now. Data layer classes and data modeling. Okay. What if I am going to combine these two? Okay. Simply I'll write down. Just give me 1 minute. Data layer class. Pega provides. Okay. When we create a new application, Pega creates a data class which directly inherits from OOTB class data dash. That is our data layer. We can create n number of classes of our own under this n number of user defined. User defined means our own classes under this data layer class. The classes that we create under data layer class are called as data classes. Are called as what? Data classes. And these classes does not belong to class group. What is the meaning of does not belong to class group?
They does not have been
from class group. Understand clear, everyone? Non-inherited from class group. Look at here now.
Harsha, I had one
Hold
question.
on. Let me finish and I'll come back to you. Hold on. Okay. Now data modeling. Data modeling means what? Segregating the properties of different needs into different classes. These classes are created under data layer. Okay, data classes. Those are data classes properties. Data class properties can be accessed into work class by using pages, by using one or more pages. Understand? So using different pages referring to same data class, we can access a single set of properties as multi-purpose reusable. Now you can go ahead and ask. What is that you are trying to ask? Something.
Harsha, so if we created properties in work classes and created a page in a data class that is being referred to work class, so vice versa. So can we do that?
Okay. Okay. Now let me tell you. See, what is asking is, I create properties in work class. I create page in data class. Can I access? Of course, you can access. If you create so anywhere you create a page and then the page referring to some other class, obviously the fundamental technical aspect is page will get access to the properties. It is possible, but should you do that? Okay, now I'll tell you an example. So on a road, people are walking, pedestrians are walking, vehicles are moving. So in India, which side you will walk? In India, you'll walk left side. Okay. No, I don't want to walk left side. I want to walk right side. Will I be able to walk or not? Able to walk.
Yes.
But should you walk on the right hand side? There will
No.
be a problem. All the people should follow some guidelines worldwide. Yes, worldwide means our country wide. Okay, in a system. So anyone using that system, American coming to Indian should walk left side. In America, I am walking right side. You walk right side here, accident. Okay, so you have to walk left side. It's not that you are not able to do on the right side, but you have to follow the system design, right? Now, worldwide Pega developers follow this. Properties you always create in data class. Access them using pages into work class. No, I create in work class, I access into data class. Do it. Your application will not function properly in future. Other developers cannot understand. It's like you are not following a proper guideline. Understand clear, everyone? Are you clear? Every one of you.
Yes,
And
Harsha.
Harsha, what if property has been created in the work class and pay is also created there?
Okay.
And by the
So you
pay
have money. Do you give loan for yourself? You have
No.
already money. Are you going to give loan to yourself? So you have properties. Do you create a page in the same class again to access the same properties what you have? Do you do that?
Just to, for example,
That's what. Technically, it is possible. You create a property in work class. There itself, you create a page. And in the page, you will be able to access properties. One more page, okay. But see, in the work class, if you have properties and you create a page, that page is also property, right? Within the page, you will get one more page. Same page you will see. Recursion you will see. What do you see? So work class is there. Myself, I have money. I am giving loan myself. This is going to be infinite. So I have money. I am giving loan is also there with me. So I have given loan to myself. When I can pay back this? Is it possible to pay back?
no.
Suppose if you create a page within work class where properties are also within work class, if you expand the page, you'll see one more page. Same page you'll see inside. Because that page is also a property. No, page refers to all the properties. That may be even a page. Page can contain another page. Possible. If you expand one more line, second level, if you expand page, again you'll see page. So design wise, it will fail. Design wise, it will fail. You'll never do that. By blindly remember, if I give you a requirement, for the requirement, you have to create properties. Where do you create properties in Pega? Blindly. Data classes. Blindly, where do you create? Creating properties in work class or organization division anywhere is a wrong practice. The design is not going to be correct. It's a wrong practice. What we have learned already is not a best practice. Okay, because you are a beginner, I did not teach all these things that time. I wanted to give you some exposure and hands-on roughly about creating properties and all. That's why I have created properties in HDFC class. So in fact, I would have created in data class. Those properties I would have created in data class. Understand? So blindly one point you can remember that if you have to create properties in Pega, you will always create in data classes. Exceptional situations, very few will be there where you create properties in higher class also. But remember this, if you are accessing any property into your application, 99.9999% of times you always access from data classes using page references. Clear, everyone? You understand the concept of page, purpose of page, and data modeling, data layers, and multi-purpose reusability. You understand these three, everyone? Data modeling, multi-purpose reusability. Are you clear? Everyone.
So generally, we didn't access the properties from child class to parent class, right?
Will
So
not
did
access.
we can we access the properties from data class to HDFC auto insurance by using Page?
Yes, of course. The page concept will never change.
Yeah.
See, when you look at that, that is not child and parent. That is no inherited. If you're accessing from, oh, okay, here to here you are saying, right?
Yeah, yes.
From here to here, technically speaking, it is okay, but the system will throw error. This class will not be recognized at higher level. So there is something else called rule set that failure you will face. If you create properties here and page in HDFC Auto, obviously you will access by using pages. Anywhere you can create page, referring to any class. Now someone is asking question, can I refer multiple classes to a single page? No. How many options are there? Suppose if you open a page, how many classes you can choose here? Only one. I don't have second option no, here. A page can refer to only one class. Okay. Multiple pages can refer to same class. Possible. Okay.
So data
Okay.
is refer to the database is that option.
Come again.
In the class which in the page which you have just shown, in that there is a tab data access. That refer to a
Think
data.
about only whatever I am just pointing out and focusing on. Don't think about something which I did not touch. I'll teach later.
So one more. So database which you are creating, like it is according to the it's showing a concrete class, right? But we are
You should
not
not.
initially.
So that's what I while I'm choosing as concrete class, I told you I'll cover it in future class. Why concrete class, data class? You don't know. I know you don't know. Okay, but you'll come to know the reasons soon. That's what everything cannot be taught in the same class. All options. It is not possible. Okay. You need to learn slowly, one by one, in a proper way. I have properly designed everything to give you best idea and understanding. Pega class, March 20. Interview questions I am attaching. I'm going to attach interview questions as well. Okay. Now 625, right?
హర్ష
So,
దిస్ ఇస్ మణికంఠ. నాకు క్లాసెస్ రికార్డింగ్స్ ఏం రావట్లేదు, అసలు ఏ అప్డేట్ రావట్లేదు ఈమెయిల్కి.
just check with admins, provide your mail ID. So it will be there in Drive, and whatever the request you have, send it to admins. Okay. What is the diagram here? Diagram that I have to attach? Data modeling and page properties, right? That diagram also I'm attaching. So you don't see, let me tell you one point straightforward. If you think beyond me, whatever I'm explaining at this initial stages, what happens, you know, you will even not able to understand what I have taught you. Okay. Clear? Don't think beyond me. Okay. Don't go forward than me. Just travel with me till some days. Okay. To all of you. Only travel with me. If I say A, think about only A. Don't think about B. Okay. Data modeling. I know you are curious to learn everything. I'll teach everything. Data modeling, page properties. No, some diagram. No, this one. Okay. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's not posted. Okay. We'll continue tomorrow. You can wind up for today. Thank you for joining everyone.